Every food imaginable is available on a stick at the Iowa State Fair. But the state's largest gathering also serves up a heaping helping of politics and a summer preview of what's to come in 2024. Lisa Desjardins has this report from the nation's first race for the Republican presidential nomination.
This is Iowa's happy place, where 1 million people come to taste fried food, contentment, and belonging. And where Republicans running for president,
they're so nice in Iowa and the Midwest, but normally all I got to do to get Midwest nice is go to Fort Myers in January.
Have their own comfort zone.
President Joe Biden is weak in this country at home and abroad.
On day one, we take all Biden regulations and executive orders and throw them in the trash can.
President Biden is the easy target. Much harder for this field, confronting the former president.
So the other candidates came here, they had like 6 people.
Donald Trump has a commanding lead in polls and a killer instinct, swooping into the fair and overshadowing his closest opponent, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
This is what all the other candidates are up against. Enthralled, standing room overflow crowds watching every step that the former president takes here at the fair.
Make America great again, is what he was all about. And I think he was on the way to doing that.
I'm just a solid Trump supporter. I love all of his policies. I loved everything that we had for those 4 years.
There's more than voter sentiment. Team Trump is better organized than in 2016 when he was second in the Iowa caucuses. They're collecting caucus pledge cards at his events and have troops of volunteers in Trump t-shirts as walking ads.
Can anybody beat Donald Trump in this state?
It's going to be hard. The president currently has a significant lead, 24 points by the latest New York Times poll. But Iowans are willing to kick the tires.
Iowa Republican strategist Jimmy Senders notes traditional thinking that the top 3 caucus finishers have a shot at the nomination. But this year, he thinks it will be 2 at most.
There is a lane for someone to come up to challenge the former president. That said, you got to get going, and you got to get going fast.
Fighting hard for that lane is DeSantis, campaigning on his record in Florida.
We are going to safeguard the rights of parents in this country,
including his shakeup of the education system there. DeSantis' crackdown on how schools can teach about race, slavery, and LGBTQ issues is popular with social conservatives. But
Again and again, I know a little bit about that too, but turns out
those things and his moves to restrict abortion and transgender care have brought sharp reaction from others, like these protesters who have followed him around the state. For some DeSantis supporters, like the Bart family, it's more simple. They don't trust or want Trump anymore.
There are probably 4 or 5 other candidates in this race that they say good things, but I think that he has the better chance of winning of any of them.
Chance is helped by some of the strongest organization in Iowa, including the Never Back Down Super PAC backing DeSantis. He is firmly in second place, but competition is coming up fast behind him.
Lose yourself in the music the moment you own it.
Vivek Ramaswamy, a 38-year-old businessman, is surging here. And as he barnstorms the state as a younger version of Trump, Ramaswamy knows Iowa is critical.
There's nothing like this. And so we're counting on this for saying that I get to at least tell the people who I am and what I stand for.
He's pitching the idea of Trump without the baggage.
I'm leaning towards Vivek at the moment.
Over Trump?
Over Trump. Yes. The reason why is because he has many of the same policies, and in many ways he's more extreme, but he doesn't make everybody go back crazy when he talks, right?
Problem for Ramaswamy, that voter is from neighboring Nebraska. In Iowa, someone else is on the radar, too.
Well, that guy from North Dakota, I think he would be a good one, too.
That would be North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, a self-made Midwestern billionaire. He brings an energy expertise and straightforward style.
Do you think former President Trump can be beat here, and how?
Well, if I didn't think there was a way to win, we wouldn't have entered the race. So we're entering the race to win the race.
Not on my watch.
Also getting buzz, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. He goes to the fair this week. But beating him there was the state's former governor, Nikki Haley. Voters are warm to her, but Haley needs to be more people's first choice.
How do you gain ground, especially against former President Trump?
Well, first of all, no one's been paying attention. We held all our money not to spend it because families are on vacation and kids are out of school. It is now open season.
Overall, candidates rarely take on Trump directly. A particular exception
I don't have to tell you about the steady assault on our liberties and our values.
Is his former vice president, Mike Pence, who faces a uniquely difficult problem.
You're a traitor!
Multiple fairgoers accused him of treason for breaking with Trump on January 6th and certifying the official election results. Pence takes on that charge as a strength.
The American presidency belongs to the American people and the American people alone. And I'll always believe, by God's grace, I did my duty that day. I truly believe it.
I think you did the right thing.
But his problem remains.
How do you gain ground against him?
Well, I just, look, I just say stay tuned. I'm so proud of the record of the Trump-Pence administration.
There are Iowa Republicans leery of the former president, or worried his indictments could make it difficult to win a general election.
Well, the interesting thing is if he doesn't get them postponed, it's not going to be.
My feeling is Trump and Biden both need to step down. Let's put it that way.
But there are many who still believe Trump's narrative.
Pence stabbed Trump in the back. You don't do that.
He has to make his entrance.
Trump volunteer Heidi Reinhardt told us she loves what he did as president and will vote for him or no one.
How do you know that what he's saying is true?
We don't. We don't know the other people are saying what they're saying either, but I follow behind him.
This is the lethal balancing act for the non-Trump candidates. Many stay upright by avoiding talking about him, but not all.
Donald Trump is dangerous for our country.
Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson is another Iowa hopeful, the one who is the most outspoken about the risk he sees from Trump.
He ought to step aside.
What do you think's at stake for the party?
I mean, if we don't get this right, there won't be a Republican Party.
In Iowa, a highly unusual fight, at turns raucous, at others wild.
And I think everything's possible, but you are not president.
But these Midwestern voters are carefully considering their options.
There's a lot of, on both sides, a lot of interesting people on both sides.
Plus, even if somebody else doesn't get to be a candidate, they've got a lot of good ideas. Right. So I think, especially for the debates and things like that, everybody needs to be heard.
At one of the country's biggest fairs, ahead of one of the biggest political contests, there is a clear frontrunner hovering. But Iowans are listening to everyone. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins in Des Moines.